land, and there's no river. That is the change of our environment. Permanent rivers are now seasonal. Forests have been destroyed to a level where they are now arsals. And above all, the diminishing rain pattern is a worry to all of us. So when the judiciary comes together to think green, to think environment, it is very encouraging to many of us. I believe, Chief Justice, you invited me here to give you an assurance that any legislative proposals that comes to Parliament on many matters, but particularly on environment, will be given top priority. Your Excellency, we need a serious review of environmental-related legislation because most of it predates our independence, when we used to tap offenders on the wrist and tell them to go away. People armed with power saws mowing down forests with impunity get away with it. People who release pollutants into our fresh water sources like rivers get away with impunity. I'm sure, Your Excellency, a year ago you read the serialization in one of our dailies of the death of Athi River, right from Nairobi, where is the source, to the end in the Indian Ocean. It's a sludge. And from that sludge, wananchi grow crops that they bring back to us to eat, highly toxic material. So as the judiciary gets at the centerpiece of greening the world, the judiciary only enforces the law that we pass. And they also punish those that you take there to be punished. The Chief Justice will not stand on the street corner and hunt for offenders. She sits and waits for them. So I urge the executive, Your Excellency, to be firm in dealing with those who destroy environment, those who pollute our environment, those who pollute our rivers. And finally, you are all Africans. We are told in every symposium we go that the Congo Basin and the Amazon Basin are the lungs of the world. But every day you fly over the Congo or read about the Congo, you are told of how many millions of acres of Congo are disappearing. We urge you, the law lords, to ensure that you also exert a bit of influence on the executive. Don't sit there and wait for the laws to be brought to you to interpret and administer. Also make proposals to the executive that this law, the punishment is too lenient, the enforcement is difficult, make it easier so that we can be able to protect our environment. Your Excellency, I want to salute you for announcing that Kenya is going to plant 15 billion trees. This is a very positive step. But as we plant the trees, Your Excellency, we must have a clear roadmap on how to plant the trees, how to look after those trees, and how to protect those trees. In certain jurisdictions, you cannot cut down a tree in your own home without permission. But in our country, sometimes we take liberties and cut trees that are not even on our properties. Let me end here by saluting all of you, law lords, with our Chief Justice taking the lead for bringing this important meeting to Kenya. And I believe that at the end of the meeting, Kenya will be a lot richer in our protection and sustainment of our environment. Thank you, Chief Justice. I now invite you